Gore readings, Flesh Wound Horror Freaks, and welcome to a brand new episode of Flesh Wound Horror. I'm Daniel Shine, joined as always by Todd Loya.
Good evening.
Pugs Dread.
Namaste.
And Mike Kruger.
What's up, guys?
What's up?
Nothing much. We're here to talk some more Ryan Nicholson, the late, great Ryan Nicholson. Two more films from him to discuss, and we'll get right into it with the brand new 2-disc collector's edition Blu-ray of Live Feed. This one, excuse me. 5 young Americans on a trip to Asia are disturbed by a meat stall at a market where a sinister character is butchering a dog. Later in a bar, they encounter Mike, a suave Chinese man who befriends them. One of the group, Mike, spills a drink on a triad boss, and Mike has to defuse the situation, ushering his new pals out the door. Then they find an adult theater and decide to go in, but Miles pleads with them not to enter. The butcher from the market is the star performer, carving up meat for the gang boss they met earlier, who watches via Live Feed. The thing is, the butcher has moved on from canine victims. All right, so this is not Ryan Nicholson's first film, but it was like the first one that, made me realize, who he was and everything. I think Torched, I believe, is his first film. So I remember seeing the DVD at probably Hollywood Video at that time, and oh wow, that's awesome. And I didn't know Todd yet. I had no idea that he reprised his Tool role for this movie, and I was blown away. Such cool artwork and everything, and Todd, you're looking good.
Yes, thank you. The one thing that jumps out from the cover, this was obviously pushed post Hostel to kind of get rentals. I mean, which does technically fit in that because it came out on home video a year later.
Yeah, it was pretty close. I remember. Yeah,
there was lots of comparisons at the time.
Yeah, there were a lot of Hostel cash-ins. But one thing I found interesting about this one, of course, we've heard so much in the news about wet markets and everything, so I kind of forgot that it had started that way. And that was a pretty disturbing angle on it. I've known of people who have gone like overseas and been like just douchebags and run into some bad situations with locals. So I thought that was a very authentic setup. Rewatching it, some of the acting's a little spotty. The bald dude that kind of causes all the trouble has some moments where he's trying a little bit too hard to be the token asshole. But when it comes down to it, it brings the gore. I won't spoil it, but there's something involving a snake that's pretty damn disgusting. And I still like this one. How about you, Cougar?
Cougar.
Thinking of some porn I was watching earlier, I guess. I'm sorry. Kruger.
God damn it.
Kruger. What did you think? Was this a first time watch for you?
Yeah, so like I said on our last Ryan Nicholson show, this is all new stuff to me. I had no clue this guy existed.
Oh, awesome.
And going in, I really kind of hyped myself. I maybe a little too much because the cover. I'm actually disappointed in you and Dan. Like, the big guy didn't rape anybody. It's not Todd. This big guy's me.
There you go.
But I was really, really hyped to see like a big mass killer and see what Ryan Nicholson was going to do with it. And I wasn't disappointed. This is a sleazy fucking movie. Like, this movie is sleazy as shit. And if you like that type of stuff, I highly suggest this because it's. It especially when we get towards like our main area, like the main area that everything's taking place, like the sex shop. I thought like all the like porn on the walls and everything like that. I thought it was like a really nice touch.
So
it made me feel like we're.
I was gonna say, so you know what it's like to visit Dan's house. That's the decor.
I took down the porn autograph.
Okay, it's okay, Dan. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you, Kruger. I just had to throw that out.
No, you're good. The point where everything like turns and we get like when everybody's realizing, oh, we're fucked. We're in like, you know, a torture area. I really dug that a lot. The big reveal. And then the guy playing the big guy I thought was menacing. Looked cool as fuck. There's some great kills in here. Like you said, the one involving the snake is my absolute favorite. One of the coolest things I've actually ever seen kill wise. I really popped hard for that. And then there's one towards the end of the movie that I really enjoyed too that I'll get to in the spoilers. So yeah, overall, man, I thought it was good. Definitely not his best work, but it didn't disappoint me in the sense of like it's brutal, it's sleazy, and it's got a pretty good solid story that has a bunch of offensive and great funny ass humor in it. Like you couldn't make Live Feed in 2020.
True.
Yeah, I was gonna say if they had a little bit more of a budget, they could have hired James Hong to be the Thor man. I would have loved to seen that, but
we got low paying stunt double though.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could see James Hong doing that. What did you think, Pugs?
I liked this movie when it first came out. I still like it now. It never really got to that love area. I don't know why. I don't know, but like the story, it goes from like a shitty strip club to a shitty fucking porn theater. Like this has fun written all over it, and it's nasty as fuck. There's actually one simple gag that they pull with an ankle, and that it still gets me. I'm like, oh, that looks like it fucking hurts. And where it lands, it's fucking gross. So, yeah, dude, I like this movie a lot, and I would like to be that kind of Kruger or Todd for Halloween sometime soon.
I could see you and like Ed maybe going out and actually doing this somewhere.
I plead the fifth.
I don't know. Maybe he's the one that gets you all in trouble. I don't know. Todd, what did you think?
Yeah, I'm with everyone else. Like, I do enjoy this one, but it isn't to the level of a Gutter Balls or a Famine. No. But it's still a lot of fun. You can tell it's an earlier one. He was still growing by the time you get to the later stuff. But it's a good. If you like this kind of nasty, sleazy movie, I think this is going to hit all the things you're looking for in a film like that.
Yeah, and there's less humor to this one than there. I mean, it is there, but there's less than you saw in. I mean, Famine was basically a parody of slasher films. This one kind of plays it a little more straight, like just Hostel, basically without the random sex comedy angle. And there's a lot of references. I mean, the boss make them die slowly, and a lot of cool stuff like that. Yeah, the acting's a little spotty, but it is a lot of fun.
It's forgivable.
Yeah, but Nicholson's stuff is always spotty with the acting, and like as far as like everything I've seen so far.
Yeah, no, that's true. Sometimes it's better, Well, sometimes you have to have people that are willing to do certain things too. But yeah, I'd visit this. I'd visit this sex shop. Why not?
Of course you would. I would too. But Dan, I could see Mitch Bauer fucking visiting this place and getting along swimmingly.
Really? I could see Mitch Bauer visiting it too. I was gonna say, yeah, I'll take the 2-for-1 special.
It was a little coupon. You got a little too much of your sexy voice in there. You got to pull it back a little.
Yeah,
he got there though.
Yeah, Bauer's in the shop. He's trying to impress the ladies.
Oh, okay. So then we'll let it.
Yeah, I know Mitch Bauer.
So what did Mitch Bauer give this in a rating?
If you like lower budget underground gore flicks, I give this one a 4 out of 5. It's a blast. Not a masterpiece, but yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I'm actually on par. I'm a 4 in this one. 4 in this one also.
It's got enough boobs and gore to get a 4 from me. So 4.
I'm actually a little bit lower. just mainly because there was a couple of like action sequences that I wasn't really gelling too well with. But I'm a 3.5. Definitely, this is on the lighter side of Ryan Nicholson stuff so far that I've seen, but it's still definitely more, or definitely worth watching. And this being one of his first movies is really impressive.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
That's
absolutely.
hilarious. Like, we were able to refer to this movie as a lighter movie.
Yeah.
Incredible. Love you, Ray.
I would say Famine's the lightest because that's like basically him doing comedy. But
I disagree though, because the gore on Famine is really brutal.
oh yeah, no, the gore was when it came down to killing people. Yeah, that's.
but you
brutal,
could say the same thing about Gutter Balls because it has a humorous tone throughout.
Yeah, that's true.
But I wouldn't say either of those.
That's the masterpiece for me.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll move on to our next one, which is also, of course, from Ryan Nicholson, and excuse me, and that one is Collar. All right, so Collar takes the viewer on a journey to hell when a rookie cop becomes the helpless victim of a satanic derelict's trap. The cop starts her shift like any other, but soon it will all change for the worst. The derelict, with the reputation for brutal satanic violence, attacks the officer and collars her with a dog leash, which is just the start of his abusive ritual. All right. So before I pass it to you, Kruger, because I know it's a first-time watch, I just want to say this movie drops the ball on one front, and that is not having homeless Jimmy show up to fight Colin. It was a big mistake. The fact that he didn't show up and whip some ass, big disappointment. But having said
He was
that,
a heel at the time. That's all.
yeah, that's true. Or he could have teamed up with him. That would have been cool too. What say you, Kruger?
So this movie has me really fucking torn because I like the other Ryan Nicholson movies, and like you said with Live Feed, the acting front on this isn't really good, but this one had an actor in it that made me so fucking mad every time I saw him on screen. And like he took away so much out of a couple of scenes with our big killer Massive that pissed me off. It was one of the guys that was, filming like the bums fighting and shit. That
one of the dude bros.
That yeah, and like he just I don't know. Like I know he was trying to play up, that character, but the acting was just so fucking bad that it made me angry. And like he was taking away from the like scenes because as far as killer wise, Massive is a bad motherfucker. He is metal as fuck. Yeah. Like there is so many things in this movie that made me just go, that is metal. Like when he's like shaving his hair with the fucking broken piece of glass and stuff. And this is a nasty movie, but as far as effects wise, I think this is probably the worst effects I've seen from Ryan Nicholson so far. I don't know if it was a budget thing or anything. I don't really want to. Yeah, I don't know if it was budget, but it really didn't look as good as his other stuff. And even like watching this right after Live Feed, I was honestly kind of disappointed overall. But it had enough for me to enjoy it to some level.
Well, the thing with this one too is it's like the last thing that is officially he finished before he passed. So I don't know if any of his issues were playing into the production, but I also noticed the effects were a step down because I mean that's what he did. He was an effects guy. I still enjoyed the head popping off gag, but the actual coming of the head off wasn't up to par.
Was this the last one, or was Dead Nude Girls? And
nope, that Dead Nude Girls was. Oh, now I'm gonna look. It was.
That's a confusing one because it never really got a wide release.
Well, again, he was having his issues at the time.
Yeah.
No, Dead Nude Girls was like a year earlier, and that one did.
Okay.
So yeah, because this 2015 credit is Gutter Balls 2 Balls Deep, which we should be seeing. Oh, I don't know how long till Unearthed's releasing it, and yeah, so.
Yeah. What did you think of this one, Bugs?
I'm kind of with Kruger, but I think I'm a little more forgiving because like it's a brutal non-story. Like there's really a non-story there. It's just like here's some cool ideas and some fucked up imagery tied up together with like barely a thread.
Yeah.
But it's still very fucking cool and enjoyable. So I have no complaints other than that, and it's not even that big of a deal because we get like some gore and some non-consensual activities, and I had a ball. Yeah, the fact that goes from a religious image to a totting. Fuck yeah!
This is why he kills,
scene,
and
though,
now let's see him kill. Yeah, it's not a deep story.
Yeah, that heart, that plastic heart, though, like that's almost unforgivable. But whatever, I like it a lot.
Yeah, I actually think I might be the one that likes this one the most, although it does definitely have issues because this one felt like it just needed to be completely serious. And when it is, it works. I mean, the ending for me was kind of uneven too. Like it went, it's like it went all comedic at the end. And I was like, why? I mean, that was not the most interesting thing on screen. I mean, again, I don't want to spoil it. Maybe we'll talk briefly in spoilers, but yeah, I was just like, why end it that way with that? With what I thought was really basically an unimportant character, but it has some cool gore. I like the backbreaker where the split and then the cannibalism. It does have its moments.
Fucker.
Well, yeah, a little bit. This one's older, but yeah. So it'll hit the gore notes for you. There were a couple times where it did feel like he was phoning it in a little bit. But I don't hate this one. It kind of still works for me. It's brutal, it's nasty, and I feel like with some edits, this would be elevated a little bit more. I would have changed that ending for sure. I don't know what was up with that personally, but Todd, did you have anything else to say about Collar?
No, you guys pretty much nailed it. This is one more I'd say go and do if you're already a fan of his and you kind of know his style. It's not perfect, but it's still I still enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah, and shout out to Nick Principe who plays the killer. He was also Chrome Skull and Laid to Rest. Okay. Really cool dude as well. I think I got Chrome Skull.
He's in that Father's Day movie too, right?
Yeah, he's been in a bunch of stuff. He's really, if you get a chance to meet him at a convention, he's a really nice guy.
He was definitely the best part about this movie, in my opinion.
Yeah, he did a great job. Like I said, well, we'll talk about it in spoilers. So I could have gone an entire star rating higher, but I got to give it a 3 just because they dropped the ball a couple points that bog it down a bit. But still worth the watch and above average. What say you, Todd?
I'm exactly with you. I'm a 3 also. God, I don't like this. I'm like going 2 for 2 with Dan.
I'm a little more forgiving than you guys. I'm a 3.5 because they gave me enough to give it a 3.5.
Okay, and Kruger.
And I'm a 3 as well. I was gonna go 2.5, but the backbreaker kill did bump it up a little bit for me.
All right, so we'll talk a little bit of spoilers now. So if you do not wish for it to be spoiled, now would be the time to bow out. And
thank you for joining us. Come back next week for more Flesh Wound Horror.
Indeed.
And don't forget, next month there's going to be something every day in October. So,
yes.
Okay, now spoilers. If you're still listening, it's on you. We warned.
So we can keep going with Collar first. So yeah, that ending. I was like, you have a side character that turned into a really goofy comedy bit that takes him out. I mean,
the fat guy was annoying to me.
Yeah, I mean,
I liked him. He reminded me of Dan.
Oh,
that's why Kruger didn't like him.
That's
dude. That is totally Dan.
That's fucked up. I mean, you do feel bad, like she was lying about him. Then he's got to go save the day. But yeah, you got this badass killer, and then he gets taken out by a goofball and a random hooker.
It made everything he did up until then like not look like, dude, you have this guy ripping motherfuckers' hearts out of their chest. Like,
Yeah.
give me a better kill than what we got to take him out. But you know, the thing, like I said, that scene when he's fucking like shaving his head with a piece of broken glass, and you see that pentagram that's like carved into his neck, like that was so fucking metal and so badass. And like on paper, this is the perfect movie for me. But it's just that acting and then the way the direction takes towards the end, just like if this had a good ending, this would have been a solid 4 for me completely. But it just, the ending does not stick at all, and it's so disappointing because everything else I really liked.
Yeah,
the fact that he ends up raping like Mother Mary in his eyes is fucking gnarly to me. Like, I wish they would have focused a little more on that stuff, because like not many movies go that far. I mean, they really didn't go that far, but that
rape scene too is fucked.
Hell yeah, slam her down. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that was and
like the helplessness in her eyes.
And she's a cop. Too fucking bad, police officer lady.
Yeah, and when the girlfriend came in and this baby and oh shit. I mean, at that point, I'm like, all right. I think it's hard. Like, if you're gonna go that brutal, it's hard to just have the comedic relief dude pop in with the top hat and like do a little dance. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't. I mean, you can be gory, but this one wasn't just gory. This one had a very brutal, nasty, maniac-like tone to it. You can't have like fucking Jonah Hill showing up and complaining about the hooker lying about him putting it in her butt. So it doesn't gel. It just doesn't gel.
The one thing that bothered me too was like, how did the cop die? Like, did she die from bleeding? I mean, I guess you could have said, you know, she died from the hook to the vag, but it didn't like, you know. Yeah, I mean, give me something at least showing that she's dead. Like, it kind of didn't.
Yeah, I don't know if they were maybe thinking there might be a collar too somehow, some way. I don't know. I mean, hey, it's, you know, the Satanism angle. Maybe he gets resurrected somehow. I mean, it's possible. But yeah, this one, it was really like close. I mean, it wouldn't take much to just change this up a little bit, and it would have easily have been a 4 for me.
I think the effects thing is just the most disappointing, especially with this being his, you know, latest. But like Todd said, you know, he could have been really fucking sick, and so I'm not going to, you know, shit on it too much.
Yeah, I'm really glad that Unearthed is releasing the catalog now, because, like I'll be honest, I haven't seen Nude Dead Girls because I wasn't able to get the Blu-ray, and for a while,
that's surprising.
There are some things I haven't seen. Todd's seen plenty, but of the literal variety. But yeah, no. And I look forward. I know they're putting out everything, so Collar will be coming to Blu-ray shortly as well. Live.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it for sure.
Yeah, I'll still get it. It's a shame. I mean, he was definitely a very talented guy. I talked to him like a couple times on Facebook over the years about, I don't remember what, but was always a very nice guy. I think back when I was doing the show with Melissa, we were going to interview. It just never happened. It's too bad. But yeah, rest in peace. Big fan of his work. Any live feed spoilers to discuss?
Just, I want to say how sick the fucking vice grip on the head when he's twisting it, or like, that was such a badass kill. Yeah. And like, I really would like I really wish Ryan Nicholson was still around, because I would have loved to see more of that big motherfucker torturing people.
Oh yeah, I'm surprised he didn't do a live feed too, because that one, like I said, that was like still video store era where things were still alive, and it seemed to do quite well. So
the other thing I wanted to talk about though was fucking when they're eating the fried dicks, and the girl is like, "Oh, you have no dicky roll or no balls?" I just started cracking up so hard. Like that was the funniest line of the whole fucking movie.
Fuck yeah.
That
You know
was
what? In my head, I always confuse Live Feed with the movie Seed. Does it happen to anybody else?
yeah, there was a wave of those movies around
Yeah.
the same time.
Seed is dog shit, in my opinion.
I'm trying to remember.
I hate that fucking
that
movie.
hammer scene though, dude. I love that movie.
Yeah, but other than that, I don't like that movie. I hate Yui Bowl. Like I hate that motherfucker.
You know what though? I will say this: the movies that he made that nobody's heard of, there are a few that are actually pretty good B movies.
Fuck him. We're talking about Ryan Nicholson.
I know.
That broken ankle in the toilet. Fuck me. That's nasty.
I have directors.
It's broken too. It's like now it's covered in shit stained bowl.
No one likes to be covered in shit.
So yeah. What do we still have? We have Nude Dead Girls and Gutter Balls 2. Have we covered everything else? No, Torched.
No, Torched.
There's also, well, now I'm looking. The one that we actually have on Blu-ray from a different company.
Oh, Bleeding Lady.
Yeah, but it's got another name.
Star Vehicle, I think, is the...
Yes, there it is. Star Vehicle.
Yeah, so, all right. So we still got a couple more Ryan Nicholson shows for you guys. We hope you enjoyed this one. And be sure to hit us up on all the social media. Follow us everywhere. We are everywhere. And that's all I've got. Gentlemen, good night.
Stay sick.
Namaste.
You were supposed to throw to us before you did the goodbye, but fucking Dan.
Stalk us on all the bullshits.
God damn it, Todd. I said stop. God damn it.
In the wrong area, Dan. You put it in the wrong hole.